Hi, I'm Brooke. I'm 16 and I've been in Teen Challenge for 5 months. My story begins in 6th grade. I started smoking weed, and at first it was just innocent fun, and I never thought anything bad would happen from it, and I never had to face any consequences. It was just parties on the weekends and hanging out with the older crowd, and I thought that was the cool thing to do, and I was just trying to fit in, but slowly I started to experiment with other drugs. I would take pretty much anything that was handed to me, and I never thought that would happen. I began taking stuff like ecstasy, acid, mushrooms, and what I really got hooked on was prescription pills. It started out the same way any other drug did. It wasn't addicting, it was just every now and then, but before I knew it, I was taking them every day, and my tolerance just kept growing stronger and stronger, and soon before I knew it, I was taking up to 60 pills a day. I just did so many bad things because of drug dealing, and so many bad situations happened, and I mean, I was kidnapped once because these guys that were in a gang, they knew I had drugs, they knew I had money, and they wanted it, and I was raped because of it. I would get jumped in the middle of the street and beat up and just left there on the side of a building, and I mean, taking those pills, I would sleep for days on end, and my life was just a total mess, and it was just spiraling downhill more and more and more. And so I got contact with my dad, and I was right, he did want to hang out with me since I did drugs, so we kind of became partners in crime. We started selling drugs together and stealing stuff together, and it was just a really unhealthy relationship, and it wasn't even fun. I thought that I was living the life, and I thought I was having so much fun, but everything was just a wreck. My whole life was a mess. I hated myself, I was depressed, I hated the life I was living, but I just covered it all up with drugs. I weighed like 75 pounds. I had sores down my throat and all through my mouth. Even if I wanted to eat, I couldn't. I was constantly shaky, I was paranoid, I was such a mess, and by 15 I was addicted to meth, and I didn't know anyone my age that did that stuff, so I was hanging out with people in their 30s and 40s. I was just committing so many crimes. My face was split open, bleeding everywhere, and my nose was broken, and I was just in so much pain, and I just didn't know what to do. So I woke up my mom, and I just remember her looking at me like in so much fear and just like, who are you? I hated that look that she gave me, and I was so ashamed at that point. And so she took me to the emergency room, and while I was there, they took my blood, and I tested positive for pretty much every drug. So that was when my mom decided to send me to treatment. I've been in treatment now for 6 months. She sent me to a 30-day treatment center before this, and since being here, I have my family back. I have relationships with my brother and sister again. My life's a lot better now, and I know I'm never going to go back to drugs. So that's my story.